In the following video, we'll be reviewing proper breathing techniques, how to enter and exit a back float comfortably, and demonstrate some skills that can help keep your body floating and balanced on top of the water. Be sure to like and subscribe to follow along for more tips on how to stay safe and active in the water. Bella's going to help us, Dad is going to help us understand the differences between a shallow breath and a full body breath, which we'll be using a lot today during our Learning How to Float series.
Cool. Yeah, I have a lot of background in singing and training other singers, and one of the things I've noticed about people in general is we tend to take a breath high, like shallow, like this, and you'll see the neck muscles tense up, which is bad for singing, etc. We're not talking about that today. We're just talking about how to get a full breath. And the way to do that really is to relax the tummy muscles and breathe kind of down into them, so you're breathing kind of from the bottom up. That way you get a full tank of air, which is also great for floating, which is what we're talking about today.
Great for floating, great for anxiety as well. So if you do have some anxiety entering the water, we suggest you start with this method of taking a deep, full belly breath and releasing it slowly to help calm the body and be ready to enter the water and ready to relax those muscles into a float. So as you can see, his chest and upper body is well supported with the air filled with his legs. He does have movement down in his legs. Super common for people with muscular legs and low body fat in their legs to have a hard time with those legs staying up on top of the water. So some light movement can be really helpful at maintaining a float. As Bill lets his breath out, you can see his chest cavity start to sink. He negates that sink by a slight fold, and that keeps him on the surface of the water. That breath and that belly and that full chest is really the focal point of where his center of gravity is right now while he's in the water. So we can talk really quick about how fear impacts breath as well, and what you believe about yourself or your experience in the water. When we get anxious, we tend to take shorter, shallower breaths, and this can have a direct impact on the stability of our float. So Dad's going to demonstrate a back float when we start to use our breath control and how that impacts our float stability. So he's in a nice, comfortable float. Everything's nice and calm, but as you can see, his chest is starting to fall. He's taking shallower breaths. His body's starting to sink. We've lost all of our chest and belly up on top of the water, and the water line is moving up onto his face. This can cause a lot of people to panic, and usually the response is to flail, try to come up quickly out of the float, or tense and take even shallower breaths, when really the response that we would love you to have is to take a nice big belly breath, fill that chest cavity, that body cavity up with air, and that can help you find and maintain that stable float again. I'll see honor. When learning how to back float and learning how to control your breath, a nose plug can be super helpful. A lot of people have fear of getting water up their nose, especially when they're back floating, and that can be a big barrier to learning how to control your breath and to stay calm on your back. So I always advocate for tools that help us be more confident and help us feel more stable in the water. Once you've got a confident back float, you can practice doing it without the nose plug if you'd like to learn how to do it without the extra equipment. But I highly recommend, if you're new to back floats and you have a little bit of a struggle with your breath control, using a nose plug when you get started. Both hands here on the wall. And then go ahead and lean your body back into the water so that your shoulders are submerged completely. And as you're in that position, inch your knees up against the wall. Good. Can you put your toes down nice and flat? Exactly. Can you lift those knees a little bit higher so that they're just at the water line? Perfect. So in this position, I'd like you to go ahead and lean your head all the way back so that your ears are submerged in the water. Okay, so in this position, what I'd like for you to do is just start with some deep breaths. So if you're uncomfortable here, this is a good place to start. Taking really deep breaths into your belly, stretching your chest out, and really just signal to your body that this is a safe and comfortable place to be. All right. After a couple of breath rotations, what I'd like you to do is go ahead and very gently release your hands from the wall and let your hands fall into the water. There you go. I'd like you to go ahead and stretch those legs out nice and straight. Gentle, no power, no pressure, just stretch Now we're going to talk about coming out of the back foot. So I'm going to put my hand right here on your lower back to make sure that you're stable. And with one of your legs, I'd like you to start reaching down, trying to find the bottom of the bowl that way. Good. And once your foot feels planted, go ahead and stand up. Excellent. And find your balance again. Okay, we're going to just demonstrate how the nose plug works if you happen to submerge your face underwater. So head back all the way. Go ahead and take a deep breath, and we're going to let your head submerge underwater. Ready? How you doing?
I'm okay.
Okay, let's go ahead and stand back up. So these are great tools to use if a swimmer kind of has a rough time with what to do with their hands in the water, or tends to have a tight chest and shoulders or a lot of tension in their belly. What these can help with is reminding the swimmer to press down with their hands in the water and stretch the chest and belly out long to get into an ideal position for a back foot. So we're going to practice with these today. If you want to go ahead and place your hands on there, I'm going to encourage you not to grip tightly, since that signals the brain and the body that you're in a tense situation. We're going to kind of just hold them gently, open fingers, relax shoulders as much as you can. Let's go ahead and come into our back float. However you're comfortable doing that, I'll be behind you to help stabilize. Chin up nice and tall. And go ahead and press down a little bit for me on those barbells. Yeah, there we go. So if you can see, Winton pressing down on those barbells, he's able to maintain a very long float. And that kind of demonstrates that sculling that we saw earlier, where the position and how we press down and interact with the water with our arms can really impact the rest of the body and how it aligns with the water. And then go ahead and drop down and submerge those shoulders. You can feel kind of your knees connect to the wall, and as you get comfortable, kind of sneak those knees up so that they're level with the surface of the water. I'm going to move back behind you just so that you have some stability. Mostly I'm going to be placing hands right here on your back and up on your head. Are you comfortable with that?
Yes.
Working like this, but I'm going to have you go ahead and let go of the wall and drop those hands down into the water. Really good. And now ever so slowly go ahead and stretch those arms or those legs out nice and long. Good. Excellent. I'm going to keep moving. This is really, really common for adults learning how to swim to not quite have that leg buoyancy, and so the legs kind of start to sink. So while you do the sinking again, I'm going to adjust the way that I'm supporting you to putting 2 fingers under your shoulders rather than the full support of the hand with your back and hand with your head. And that way it'll give you a little bit more control over your core and stretching out and kind of experimenting with your body position on the water.
What's my leg?
Good. Head back all the way so those ears are submerged. Excellent. And then whenever you're ready, you can drop those hands and stretch out all your time. Really good. Nice stretch. That was beautiful. Nice deep breaths into your belly, especially if you're going to make that kick happen. Really great. Another deep breath for me, and then we'll try to come out of that again. Awesome. The trick with our barbells here is to try and keep those arms generally straight and submerge under the water. What you're going to feel is it's going to help you press those hips and that belly up towards the surface of the water. How are you feeling? Good. Good. So I like to kind of keep movement, especially for new back folks, because it helps you keep those legs up on the surface of the water, and just having the water move under you reminds you that there's an element that's going to hold you up. You're not just like free flying. We're going to move from these really high tension floats to a much lower tension float, and just see if we can make that jump for you. Grab that one. Keep those hands down by your hips. Good. Stretching out long and tall. Anytime you're going to move those legs, make sure you got a nice deep breath. Hold it all the way to the belly. Stretch that belly out nice and tall. Keep that chin lifted out wide. You're going to get a little bit of